Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, here on a Monday night for the Crooked Line Top Hat Comics Super Late Model Series season opener, season number 9 here for the Super Late Models. Starting off at Richmond International Raceway. A lot of drivers coming out for this one. It looks like we got about 23 haulers there in the infield. Everybody in practice now. We got about 5 minutes remaining in practice. Fastest times in practice at the top of your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Carroll, last season's champion, top of the boards. Gonna come out here and try and prove something tonight. Show he deserves to hold that chip. We'll see what he can do tonight. Someone we haven't seen is actually this number 13 of Thomas Axum. So that's a newcomer from my eyes, at least. He's second on the board right now. Troy Tarbuck, he ran last season. He's out there practicing right now, getting a little loose there coming off turn number 2. Was talking to Brian Zimmerman a little bit earlier today, and he was giving me a little update on fuel and everything like that with these guys in the late models, and he was saying it's going to be a little loose tonight, but the car is going to eventually lean over to the tight side. We were talking a little bit, will 2 tires be a strategy here tonight? And he thinks it might be, it might not be. It's going to be a gamble. So, of course, you never get a straight answer out of a race car driver. They never want to give away all their secrets. Taking a look at Tanner Marr here. He's 9th on the board in practice right now. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Got about 3 minutes left in practice here, as y'all are also enjoying the music of Joshua Rutherford, Mullet Music Productions. Go check his YouTube channel out. Check him out on Facebook. He provides the music here for True Sim Productions, and we greatly appreciate it. But, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. We have to go down trackside and start tonight's pre-race ceremony. So if you could please rise and remove your hats if you are able for tonight's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And thank you very much, Joshua Rutherford, for a great rendition of our national anthem. Again, ladies and gentlemen, check out Joshua's YouTube channel, Mullet Music Productions. Go help him out, support him. We greatly appreciate it over here at True Sim Productions. He helps us. We try to help him. Only about 30 seconds remaining in practice here tonight. Everybody getting a couple last minute runs in before we go into qualifying. Top 5 in practice is the 99 of Chris Carroll, 13 of Thomas Axum, 28 of Brian Zimmerman, 44 of Jason Raymond, and the 31 of Brad Carpenter. What's your top 5? There's the checkered flag for practice. Gonna go ahead and head into qualifying. Who's gonna be the first person out on track? Doesn't seem like anybody's going just yet. Maybe Chris Carroll. Chris Carroll in that number 99, you see him weaving, going down the back straightaway, getting some heat into those tires, taking a nice wide line into 3 and 4 to take the green flag to start his qualifying run. Let's see what Chris can do. He's going to go down into turns 1 and 2, take a nice wide arc and get that super late model down on the yellow line coming out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway and into 3 and 4 again. Going to arc the corner nice and wide, get down to that yellow line. Come out of turn number 4 and across the line for his first lap. See what he sets. 21.55, top of the board for Chris Carroll on provisional pole at the moment. Let's see if he can go any quicker here on lap 2. Coming out of turn 4 and across the line. He does. He goes a little bit quicker. Chris Carroll with a 21.51. 21.51 for the number 99 of Chris Carroll on provisional pole right now. Jeff Clifton finishing up his qualifying run in that number 5. Clifton was good enough for second place right now with a 21.61. So almost a full 10th off of Chris Carroll. Brian Zimmerman just finished up his run. He's good enough for P3. Tanner Marr out there running his qualifying run. He's, I believe, on lap 2. Yeah, lap 2 for the number 4. Down and back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Turn number 4 gets really loose there coming across the line. Tanner good enough for P7 right now with a 21.75. 21.75 for the number 4 of Tanner Marr. Got the number 72 of Brody. I'm going to try this last name, so don't kill me. I'm going to say it's Mears. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat if you could. Looks like he finished up his run. Mitchell Muma returning from last season. Looks like we have about 7 drivers who have yet to take a time. About 2 minutes left here on the clock. All right, we got somebody coming out on track. How about the number 79, Jeffrey Miller? Oh, Jeff's going to get loose coming out of 2. Great save to stay off that inside wall. Definitely slid them tires, though, a little too much. That's going to hurt him. Let's see what he can do here. First lap, about 2 seconds off the pace of 24.68, but we saw him get really, really loose there coming out of 2. Almost hitting the inside wall. Let's see what he can do here. Might be a little strategy being played here by the number 79. Runs a 22.73. Good time. Good enough for P17. 34 seconds remain here in qualifying. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's looking like Chris Carroll is going to take home the opening night pole award. Thomas Axum is going to be starting in second there. So that's your front row for tonight's 125 lap feature around Richmond here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, drivers are getting ready. You know what that means. We got to get through that grid. Got a big one here tonight, starting off the season just right. Chris Carroll in the number 99 is going to be starting on pole position here with Thomas Axum in the number 13 to his outside. Jeff Clifton in the number 5 is going to be starting in P3 with Brian Zimmerman starting in 4th. Troy Tarbuck in the number 24 is going to be starting in 5th with Jason Raymond to his outside in 6th. Tanner Marr in that number 4 is going to be starting in 7th with Brad Carpenter in the 31 starting in 8th. Guy Barrett in the number 02 is going to be starting in 9th with Larry Bettle to his outside in the number 43. Kyle Odanik in the 21 is going to be starting in 11th with Brandon Metler in the number 15 starting in 12th. Starting 13th is Brody Mears in the 72. In 14th, it's going to be Scott Smith in the 53. Mitchell Muma is going to be starting in 15th in that number 98 machine. Sorry about that. To his outside, Jason Korn in the number 52. Jeffrey Miller is going to be starting P17 in that number 79 with Derek Stanley to his outside. Shummy Miller, Nicholas Lamb, Chris Clark, Dustin Lamb, and Jacob Lamb. He's going to round out your field tonight. These drivers pull off and get ready to get this thing underway. I'm excited. Want to thank everybody for coming out here tonight on True Sim Productions. Great shots of the field getting roared up, getting ready to go here. 125 laps at Richmond for the Top Hat Comics Super Late Model Series. 23 super late models here at Richmond tonight. The pace car is going to get ready to duck on off here. Field going to be in the hands of the flagman here on the first start. Chris Carroll's going to round him out of turn 4. And green flag is in the air here in Richmond for the season opener. They're going to go barreling down into turns 1 and 2. Chris Carroll's going to go ahead and get the lead. Sorry, let's go back a little bit further here. Oh, we got the 5 of Clifton going around. Everybody doing a great job to avoid him. Great job by Clifton. He locked it down. Coming out of turn number 4. That's going to bring us under our first yellow here. We got to get a replay on that. So already sideways here. Let's back it up a little bit more. So Clifton is the 3rd car in line there on the bottom side of the racetrack. You see him coming out of the corner. Oh, actually, you know what? It looks like Brian Zimmerman there might have gotten a little loose on that top lane. Came down, got into the 5, which made him get loose, and Sent him around. Again, though, everybody doing a great job avoiding it. That's what we like to see. Clifton, unfortunately, losing a bunch of spots there. As we are under caution for the first time here this evening. On lap number 4 here of 125 under caution. Everybody out in chat, again, I want to say thank you for tuning in to True Sim Productions. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, hit that notification bell, and subscribe to us, and we greatly appreciate it. Come check out all of our great content here. All sim racing, all the time. All right, so it looks like we're getting ready to go green flag racing once again. It looks like they're single file, though. Pace car is ducking off. We're going single file. Carroll fires them off, and we're back underway. Chris Carroll gets a great jump there. He had all the time in the world to go. Chose the right time, but Thomas Axum, he's hunting him down here. Getting right up on that back bumper. Jason Raymond already up 3 spots from the start of this race. He's sitting in P3. Thomas Axum, excuse me, as I say that, Jason Raymond, fastest lap of the race right there with the 22.05. Only on lap 7 of 125, though, still a long way to go here. Chris Carroll leading the way with Jason Raymond in 3rd. Thomas Axum running in 2nd. Raymond looking to the inside. Can't seem to get a run off turn number 4. Go back. It's Brian Zimmerman running in 4th. And Troy Tarbuck in that number 24 is round out in your top 5. Go back to 6th place. It's Tanner Marr in that number 4 machine. And Brad Carpenter returning once again here in the Super Late Model Series in that green number 31. We love to see it. Sitting out there in 7th position. Guy Barrett in the 02, having a good run so far in that, in 8th position. Stepping all over myself tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Larry Bell in the 43, he's sitting in 9th, rounding out your top 10. We've seen this 21 last season. He did really well. He won a couple of times. Right now, rounding out your top 10, but under pressure from the number 15 of Brandon Metler as they go down the back straightaway here at lap 10 of 125. Brady Mears is running in 12th. Scott Smith right behind him in that number 53. Mitchell Numa, again, returning from last season, running in P14. Derek Stanley in that 22, sitting in 15th. Looks like Jason Korn. Looks like a 39 on the side of it. Sitting in 16th position. Old Jeffrey Miller out there sitting in 17th. Chummy Miller in 18th. Nicholas Lamb in 19th. Dustin Lamb in 20th. Jeff Clifton, remember he had that problem there on lap 1 between him and Zimmerman, now sitting in 21st positions, down 18 spots from the start of this race. Chris Clark in that number 91 out there in 22nd, and Jacob Lamb rounding out the field in 23rd with the leaders coming. Speaking of the lead, let's go back up to the front. Chris Carroll, still your race leader, has led all 13 laps so far. But Thomas Axum is there, maybe playing a little cat and mouse right now, kind of hanging on to his stuff a little bit. He doesn't need to pass Carroll right now. He's content riding. Let's see what happens here in the next few laps. They are running pretty identical lap times, but Thomas is just a little bit faster. Top 3 throw a blanket over him. Brian Zimmerman can't help but watch this out of his windshield right now, hoping one of these guys starts racing each other so he can get back up into this fight. Everybody doing a great job here so far. Looking for maybe a battle for the lead. Axum's going to have a good run there coming off the corner, but can't seem to make it happen. Also, who had a good run was that 44, Jason Raymond. So we have last season's championship winner, Chris Carroll, leading this race. And the Tour, most recent Tour modified champion of Jason Raymond running in 3rd. Let's see here, Tanner Marr trying to get to the back bumper of Brad Carpenter. Everybody pretty much single filed out. We got a battle going on back here for the 10th position, or I'm sorry, the 9th position. Brandon Metler looking to the inside of the 21 of Kyle O'Danick. And that's not what Kyle wants, because now he's got a little bit of pressure from Guy Barrett going down into turns 3 and 4. A little bit of contact there in the middle of the corner. The 02 is going to slide up the racetrack just a little bit. They're looking 3 wide going down the front stretch. The 72 of Brody Mears taking it 3 wide down the front stretch. The 02 is going to slide up in front of the 21. He's going to clear him. Good job by these guys. Racing hard back here for 10th. It's the season opener. All these points are going to matter. You want to get the best finish you can here to start the season off good. And the 21's starting to fall back now as he's under pressure by Derek Stanley. Stanley looking to the inside here. And Kyle's just kind of gotten stuck on that outside line, right? I mean, he's trying to fight hard, but he just can't seem to keep the power down long enough to maintain that position. They just get a good run here off the corner. Still side by side. Oh, Stanley's going to barely clear him right there coming off of 4. But that puts Derek up into the 12th position. Back up to the front of the field. Carroll and Axum kind of pulling away from Raymond just a little bit here as we take lap 24 of 125. Carroll actually had a really good 1 and 2 there. Was able to gap the 13 quite a bit. And actually now Raymond almost getting to the back bumper of that number 13. Brandon Metler has found his way up into P8 right now. He's up 4 positions from the start of this race. Having a good run in that number 15. Got MFRD on the hood, butt kicker on the sides. For those of you who do not know, MFRD is MF Racing Designs. You can check him out on Facebook. Get yourself a awesome looking paint scheme just like the one Brandon has. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. That's MF Racing Designs on Facebook. So everybody kind of spacing out right now. I remember I was talking to Brian Zimmerman a little bit earlier, and I think he's just kind of playing the long game right now. He told me that they can do about 60 to 65 laps under a green flag run on fuel. So these drivers are definitely going to have to pit at least one time here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. They get one extra set of tires in the pits. So again, that's where does the strategy come in. Do you want to save a few seconds and take two tires, or do you want to take all four? I think we're going to be seeing that number 28. From the way he was talking, I think he's just going to go with all four. Back up at the front of the field. Still all Chris Carroll in that number 99 on lap 30 of 125. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Shut up and sit down.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
We're back live here on Truth Sim Productions, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Carroll still out leading this thing, lap 40 of 125. Doing a good job out there trying to hold off that number 13 of Thomas Axum. Seeing Scotty Stevens out in chat. Good to see you out there, Scotty. Thanks for tuning in. He asked me who my pick was, and I have to go with that 28 of Brian Zimmerman. Scotty says, good choice. I'm going to go with the young gun of Jason Raymond. Let's go 5 Kings. Well, Scotty, your pick is currently running third, about 2 seconds off of race leader Chris Carroll. Scotty's also out there, says he couldn't make it on time to race tonight. The LA traffic got him this evening. Love this track/car combo. Yeah, it's putting on some good racing so far. I mean, everybody pretty much getting spaced out here. Besides our race leader, Chris Carroll has his hands full with Thomas Axum behind him, but it seems like after that right there, it looks like Axum has his hands full with that super late model. See Underground Racing Network out there. Much underground love. Hey, thank you very much. We greatly appreciate that. Riding on board here with Chris Carroll. He's coming up on a lap car. He's going to have to make quick work of him here. Doesn't want to let that 13 gain any kind of an advantage. He's been all over the back bumper of that number 99 since the green flag has dropped. Lap car giving these guys plenty of room. Going to let them race it out here. So I said I picked Brian Zimmerman. He's back there. He's still running in 4th. Having a good run. Saving them tires. Just kind of riding. There's still a long way to go in this race. Remember, it's 125 laps. We're only on lap 46. Tanner Marr has found his way up inside the top 5. Tanner Marr up 2 spots from the start of this thing. Having a good run out there for the season opener. Brandon Mettler is actually up 6 positions from the start of this race. He is sitting in 6th. Just got around the 24 of Troy Tarbuck, who is sitting in 7th now, but under fire from that 31 of Brad Carpenter. If we go back a little bit further, he's got the number 1 on the side of his car, so let's just say number 1. Of Derek Stanley. He's up 9 positions since the green flag has dropped here at Richmond, and he's sitting inside the top 10. Great run for the number 1 of Derek Stanley. Guy Barrett under fire here from the 21 of Kyle O'Danick. Now remember, earlier in the race we saw these two. The 02 kind of slipped up the track a little bit and endured the 21. No harm, no foul. Short track racing. Looks like they're giving each other plenty of room here. Great racing going on here. Looks like Kyle's going to take over that 10th spot. They're still going to be side-by-side down the back straightaway. Guy Barrett runs a really high line in 3 and 4, and it's working for him there. As you see, he gets the run going on the straightaway. They're still side-by-side as they head down into turns 1 and 2. Kyle in that 21, though, he's going to get him coming off of 2. The 02 trying to cross him back over, but not able to make the move happen. Great racing back here. And Scott Smith is looking at this out of his windshield, and he is just loving it because he is catching up to these guys. Scott trying to get himself inside the top 10. Mitchell Muma, the number 98. Having a good run out there as well, sitting in 13th. But Clifton, now remember Clifton in that number 5, he was involved in the first caution. Spun coming out of turn number 2, didn't hit nothing, has been fighting his way back up to the field ever since. And he is now in 13th spot, putting Mitchell Muma back to 14th. And here comes Larry Bell in the number 43. He's sitting in 15th right now. Got a little bit of right side damage there to that super late model, it looks like. Shouldn't hurt him too much here at Richmond, but you never know. I see Underground Racing Network out in chat saying they are rooting for Chummy Motorsports and Lamb Motorsports. So we'll give them a shout out. You guys got fans watching. Speaking of which, let's take a look. He's running the number 5, 37 on timing and scoring. But how about Nicholas Lamb? He's in there. He's running 16th. He's up 4 spots from the start of this race, having a good run. Back in 17th, there's the 72 going around the lap car of Jeffrey Miller. Got some right side damage to that number 72 machine as well, with leader Chris Carroll coming right behind him. Jason Korn is sitting in 18th position. Go back a little bit further here, you got the 04 for Chummy Miller. Chummy going high there in 3 and 4 to let the 28 of Zimmerman go by. Chummy is currently, looks like 1 lap down. Dustin Lamb back there in 20th, the number 10. Got Chris Clark in the number 91. He's sitting in 21st. Jeffrey Miller in 22nd. Still got a clean super late model. And Jacob Lamb, unfortunately, it seems he has put it on the hauler, or at least is in the garage area getting that number 20 worked on. Not sure what's going on with the number 20 problems. Not a good season opener for Jacob Lamb. So let's go back up to the front of the field. We're coming to take lap 60 of 125. Chris Carroll, still your race leader. But he has gapped Thomas Axum by about a half a second. Last time we saw these guys before we went through the field, they were bumper to bumper. Carroll now has a little bit of breathing room. So Jason Raymond back here in 3rd position, trying to work his way around some lap traffic. It's about 5 seconds off of the race leader right now. Splitting the traffic 3 wide down the back straightaway. Gutsy move. Knows he's got to get around these guys and start making up some ground. Like I said, he's 5 seconds off race leader Chris Carroll. If we don't see a caution, it's going to come down to green flag pit stops. Green flag pit stops coming. I see it in chat. Scotty Stevens, you are absolutely correct. We did have a caution, though, on lap 1. That was our only caution, but it was still enough for these drivers to maybe save 1 or 2 laps. We're going to see what happens here. As I say that, a few guys deciding to come down a little early. You got the 31 of Brad Carpenter coming down pit road. Troy Tarbuck and Guy Barrett all coming down pit road here on lap 64. Left side tires going up on the 31. So we got to watch this 99 of Carroll and Axum now. According to what Brian Zimmerman told me, if they pit, they can make it the rest of the way on 1 stop. But the question is are you going to take 2 tires? Are you going to take no tires? What do you do here? All right, so Brandon Mettler on pit road. Jason Raymond, the first of the top 5 to bring it down pit side, and Brian Zimmerman following him. Derek Stanley, Kyle O'Daynick all bringing it down pit side here on lap 67. Jason Raymond, problems on pit road, I think, for the 44, ladies and gentlemen. He kind of rolled through pit road. We have a caution. That's what it is. For some reason, it's showing me Axum, but I don't think that's it. He does have right side damage. Not sure what happened here. He might have a little right side damage from hitting the wall. Timing and scoring is telling me the 13. Yep. Okay, so that's what it was. He missed pit road. Okay, tried to get off the racetrack, so really tried to not bring out that yellow flag. So we commend him for that. That is great sportsmanship. We love to see that. Missed pit road, honest mistake by the 13. Chris Carroll, he's coming in pit side. He's going to get 4 fresh tires. Maybe not. No, Chris Carroll looks like maybe only 2 tires. Nicholas Lamb has stayed out on the track. I believe he was one of those drivers to pit. Or no, he has not pit yet. He still has to pit. Okay. Showing the race leader right now, coming down pit side. Chris Carroll's going to go ahead and get around him here. So give Chris Carroll the race lead back once again. That put a lot of guys down a lap. I mean, right now I'm showing Chris Carroll, Tanner Marr on the lead lap. If my timing and scoring is telling me the truth right now, I don't know. There's a few guys on pit road. Yes, Scotty, I see you out in chat. I think you are correct. These super late models take a lot more time to fill up with fuel. I mean, I'm seeing, ladies and gentlemen, according to my timing and scoring, Chris Carroll and Tanner Marr are the only 2 drivers on the lead lap as of right now. That caution messed everybody up. So, looks like a lot of guys had to take a wave around right there. Again, my timing and scoring, I don't know what's going on here. It's in the hands of Chris Carroll. Okay, yeah, I kind of figured that was going to happen. They had to extend this caution, ladies and gentlemen. Race control just coming down from the tower and telling me they have to extend this caution. A lot of drivers got a wave around there and had to catch the back of the field. There was no way they were going to catch them in time. Once the pace car dropped, the yellow flag came immediately back out. All right, so they're going this time. Green flag is back out in the air. Boy, I think I saw the whole, like, top 10 change lanes. That's all right. Chris Carroll leading, Tanner Marr running second. Brian Zimmerman, first car, one lap down in third. We got a spin back there. It looks like it's the number 1. Derek Stanley in the grass. We're going to stay green. Still in the grass, trying to get it going. It's going to have to watch out. The leaders are coming here. It's going to keep it down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Good move by Derek Stanley into number 1. Chris Carroll still out in front. Brian Zimmerman trying to get around Tanner Marr. He's got to go catch Chris Carroll. Try and at least get this lap back the hard way so he doesn't have to worry about it later, because Thomas Axum is coming. And Axum also a lap down, also just ran the fastest lap of the race, a 21.48 for the number 13 last time by. The 13 is cooking here. Ladies and gentlemen, while they're going green flag racing, you see this hard racing going on. What we're going to do, something a little special here on True Sim Productions. How about we crank it up? Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, how about them crank it up cameras? I want to give a huge shout out to Corey Sherman of Savage Edge, making me that little graphic there for the crank it up. Everybody be sure to go check out savageedge.com. Get yourself a t-shirt. You can put your name on anything. So, an interesting turn of events here, ladies and gentlemen. You got Chris Carroll leading this thing. Thomas Axum has gotten around Carroll and got his lap back the hard way. You got Zimmerman trying to do the same. But right now, as they run, it's Chris Carroll leading. Tanner Marr running in second. And then back up is Thomas Axum. He's in third. But he's in front of everybody. So that caution really threw things around. How about this number 21? Talked about him a little bit earlier in the night. Running kind of inside, outside the top 10. Now sitting in P5, up 6 spots from the start of the race. Again, he won a couple races last season. Let's see what he can do here tonight at Richmond. Keep an eye on this 21. So Brian Zimmerman now just got around Chris Carroll. So that puts Zimmerman back on the lead lap. Would we have a caution? We're on lap 90 of 125. 35 laps remain here at Richmond. These guys have been green flagged pretty much the whole time. We've had 2 cautions so far this race. One was brought out by the 28 and the number 5 getting together on lap 1. And you just saw the most recent one, which was the 13 of Thomas Axum. Hitting pit road, missing pit road, and stopping on the racetrack. That put everybody a lap down. But as they run, Chris Carroll, Tanner Marr, Thomas Axum, Brian Zimmerman, Kyle O'Danick right now is first car 1 lap down. They're in 5th place. But Jason Raymond is still going to race him just as hard because Raymond is also a lap down. So they're fighting for position. As you see, the number 44 looked to the inside of that number 21 coming out of turn number 2. Couldn't make it work, though. Looking to the inside here, 1 and 2. Oh my goodness, it got close there. Raymond using all the racetrack. Great run going down the back straightaway. Chris Carroll now has about a 6/10 lead over second place Tanner Marr. Tanner Marr is under pressure from this 21. Now, the thing is, Tanner doesn't want to lose that momentum. He doesn't want to lose what he has to Chris Carroll right now. I mean, to him, that 21's a lap down. He just wants him to leave him alone, but the 21 wants to try and get his lap back, or he's at least got to stay in front of Jason Raymond right now, because before the caution to come out, 21's a lucky dog. I tell you what, let's go back and talk about this number 5 of Jeff Clifton. Again, he was involved in that first caution on lap 1. Didn't hit nothing, spun it, everybody avoided him. It was a great job. Went all the way to the rear of the field. Now sitting back up inside the top 10, only down 6 positions from the start of the race. I mean, what a comeback. You can't complain about that. I tell you one thing, though. I bet you that number 13 of Thomas Axum wishes he was on the lead lap right now, because he's setting the best lap times. He's out there gapping the field technically. But it doesn't matter. Chris Carroll, again, last season's champion, looking to start this season off right. 26 laps to go here at Richmond. Question is, ladies and gentlemen, will we see another caution? Everybody pretty spread out. Everyone is pretty much spread out. Great racing overall here tonight at Richmond. How about that 98 of Mitchell Muma up there inside the top 10, up 8 positions from the start of this race. Right now, the 98 is the biggest mover tonight. We got a yellow. Oh, man. Guy Barrett in the 0-2. Looks like he got into the wall here. Might have Martin Truex this wall, if anybody remembers that. So they go down into 3 and 4. Not sure. He looks like he just pushes tight. That's pretty interesting. You know, let's see if we can't ride on board with him and see if maybe he did get tight. So they go down the corner here. I don't know. It looks like he might have got a little loose. Had to chase it up the track there. Ended up getting into the wall. He didn't fully Martin Truex the wall, but I give it a 5 out of 10. What do you guys think? All right. So that gave Kyle O'Danick the lucky dog. That puts Jason Raymond first car 1 lap down with 23 laps to go here at Richmond. So remember also, ladies and gentlemen, that gave the 13 his lap back as well. He earned it back. Brian Zimmerman got his lap back. Thomas Axum got his lap back. Kyle O'Danick was the lucky dog. Remember, that puts Jason Raymond there in 6th. He's the first car 1 lap down. So also, everybody, I want to make sure y'all know they do a choose cone rule here in Crooked Line. So when they come to 1 to green, crossing the line, they will choose inside or outside lane. As you see it happening right there. Chris Carroll electing to take the top side. Tanner Marr going to the bottom. See, Thomas Axum taking the bottom. Field going to be in the hands of Chris Carroll, though, in the number 99. We take the green flag. It's going to be 19 laps to go. See Tanner Marr warming them tires up, scrubbing them off a little bit. Green flag is back out in the air. And how about that jump for Brian Zimmerman? Catching Tanner Marr off guard. Oh, Tanner and the 13 get together. Great save by the number 13 in the 1 and 2. Oh man, that car was wrecked as soon as they entered the corner. He saves it, gonna lose a couple positions, but what a save by Thomas Axum. Gonna have a lot of ground to make up here. He knows he's got a fast super late model, but now sitting in 4th position. He's got to get past Jason Raymond, who is fighting to get his lap back, so he's not gonna let it lay over that easy. Let's see, actually, while there's still green flag, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if we can't go back and see what happens there. Get a great start. Oh, that's a lane change, though, on the 13. I don't know if they're going to enforce that, but you see it right there. Kind of goes down to the corner. Oh, he actually kind of comes down on the 4. 4 might have pushed up a little bit, but regardless, I mean, great save by the 13. As always, we let the chat decide. Whose fault was it, chat? Brian Zimmerman, that's my pick. Hunting down the race leader. Running identical lap times. That time by Carroll a little bit quicker at 21.58 to Zimmerman's 21.62. 14 laps to go. Chris Carroll has dominated the night so far. Tanner Marr looking to the inside of the 13, going into 3 and 4. Axum's fighting back. He got around Raymond, now getting around Tanner. Tanner not giving it up though. Side by side down the back straightaway. Oh, Tanner gets really loose. Hang on to it, Tanner. He's going to get out of it. That's going to allow the 13 to get past him for 3rd. Kyle O'Danick still back there in 5th. Back up to the front, Chris Carroll got about a 6, 7, 10th lead. Coming out of turn number 4, 11 laps to go this time by for the number 99. To start the season off right. Run for another championship here in season 9 of the Crooked Line Top Hat Comics Super Late Model Series. Don't count out that 13 though, he is quick. Running a little bit quicker than Zimmerman right here. That time by, he was about a 10th faster than Zimmerman. Zimmerman's starting to slow up a little bit. Again, that time by, Axum was faster. 9 laps to go here for Chris Carroll. Got a good lead. He's got a 2.5 lead almost. All he's got to do is just ride it out for 8 more laps. Oh, Zimmerman into the outside wall. Oh, oh my goodness. My pick. I'm sorry, Zimmy. I love you, bro. There it is, the broadcaster's curse. Oh, don't tell me you're tracking too. No, come on. Oh, what are we going to do? That broadcaster's curse is evil. I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen. All right, everybody. Well, Thomas Axum's going to get another shot at this. Not what Chris Carroll wanted to see. However, again, I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference here at a short track, but Axum in that 13 has a little bit of right side damage to that super late model. Chris Carroll, clean. He's got no damage to that number 99. And when I say damage on that 13, I mean that right front's just it's got a dent in it, right? Like, it's not too bad. But we don't know if he busted something when he smacked the wall a little bit. We don't know, right? That car couldn't be it might not be handling the same as it was when we took the green flag. But he's still been managing to turn some really good lap times, sitting there in P2 right now. Gonna get a shot at this thing here. Let's see if Chris Carroll can hold him off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if they choose right here, that's going to be a natural green-white checkered finish. Which they are. Axum to the top, Carroll to the top. Tanner's going to the bottom. Zimmerman's following him to the bottom. Oh, boy. Raymond has to be hurting right now. He's got to start at the rear of all these guys because he got the wave around. So unless he gets another quick caution here, not going to have a chance. It's going to be a 5-car battle here for the win. All right, boys, what do you got? Chris Carroll going to fire him off here for a natural green-white checker. Green flag back out in the air. Here, Richmond. Chris Carroll's going to get a great restart, but so does the 13 of Thomas Axum. They're going to go barreling down into turns 1 and 2. Tanner Marr fighting hard on that inside line. He's going to get second from Tom. Going down the back straightaway. Tom's going to try and cross him over side by side down into 3 and 4. Thomas to the bottom side of the racetrack. Tanner up top. Zimmerman now looking to the inside of Tanner. It's going to be white flag in the air. Chris Carroll has a good gap. Right now it's a battle for second and third. It's Brian Zimmerman to the bottom side by side with Tanner Marr going down the back straightaway. Who's going to get third place? Thomas Axum. Hold on to second, but coming out of turn 4, it's going to be Chris Carroll taking home the win. Thomas Axum gets second. Tanner Marr bringing it home third. Thomas really thought he had something there. And you know what? I think he did. I really think he did. Ladies and gentlemen, this winning moment has been brought to you by SavageEdge.com. All right, and while Chris does his celebrating a little bit, we got to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, post-race interview. Stick around.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just a quick little shout out to Butt Kicker there. As we still taking a look at Chris Carroll. I'm making sure everybody has a minute to go ahead and cool down after that before we bring people up. How about, let's see here. How about we talk to the number 4 of Tanner Marr, celebrating a little bit on that P3 finish. Started in 7th, Tanner. How do you feel about coming home in 3rd to start off the season?
I got to be tickled to death with it because I was a 7th place car at best. The way the caution fell kept me on the lead lap. I was taken care of in that aspect, and then Carroll was a good teammate to Zimmerman and Axum Wright. He let them by on that green flag run. He had the room to spare, so that made it interesting there at the end there, that's for sure.
Well, hey, man, you're starting off the season strong, starting with a 3rd place finish. Great points night. Where do we go next week? Do you know off the top of your head?
We're going throwback racing at North Wilkesboro, man. I love that track. I love Richmond too, man, but I do not like these big tracks with these super late. Something to do with the tire model. Used to be my favorite track, Richmond, but it don't gel with me anymore. So I'll be happy to get to a little bit smaller track next week.
All right. Well, it sounds like you're ready for North Wilkesboro. Again, you had a great night tonight. Coming home 3rd. Who you got to thank on the number 4?
Man, oh man, I got to thank TSP, True Sim Productions, of course, doing the broadcast. Love going back watching them. Gives our families and friends something to watch, root for us, cheer us on. Makes us feel like real race car drivers, right? Then, of course, MF Racing Designs. Michael Falk hit me up today and told me he was in the lab working on something and got to unveil a brand new paint scheme on the Chevy Camaro this season. Super excited about that. Got the little chrome number on it, looking good. That's MF Racing Designs for all your paint scheme needs on iRacing. McConey Setup Shop, of course. TheButtKicker.com, BAM Racing Videos, Savage Edge Apparel, FB Sim Racing Button Box, Raised Energy. I'm sure I'm forgetting people. I'm sitting there trying to multitask.
We're going to get you a list that you can tape to
right,
your, tape to your desk there, because I know you got a laundry list of sponsors.
Right. And then, of course, got to thank the series sponsor, right? Top Hat Comics, and, of course, USAFirearms.com. Brian Zimmerman, me and him. Man, oh, man, we've raced door-to-door so many times coming to these checkered flags. It's always a joy, and a lot of people would have hit me in that situation. I wasn't giving him a whole lot of room. He wasn't giving me no room, and he hit the brakes that hit me. So kudos to him. Shout out to him. Brian Zimmerman, the salt of the earth, like I always say. And thank you for the broadcast. And, yeah, man, fun race. Thank you.
All right, man. We'll see you next week in North Wilkesboro.
We'll be there.
That was driver of the number 4, Tanner Marr, coming home in 3rd position tonight. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, I'm walking down pit road here, and I'm talking to the driver of the number 13, Thomas Axum. And I got to ask you, man, what happened there coming to pit road? Did you just miss pit road entrance, or what? Walk me through that.
Yeah, definitely learned my lesson. I need to practice pitting, even if it's not under green flag circumstance, but just see what the pit road's like. It's been too long since I've been on this track, and didn't realize that the pit entrance was so tight, and just blew right by that thing.
Yeah, I mean, that put pretty much the whole field a lap down. You kind of had your word cut out there for you, but managed to get your lap back, and a couple quick cautions there, and you came home P2. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, not bad. Definitely, like I said to Chris Carroll under the race, under yellow right there, I was like, man, this would be a really good underdog story. But yeah, after I missed pit road, I just haven't been on in a few weeks, so I'm a little rusty. But I'm definitely excited to get back in the seat on these Mondays and show what I'm about. But Yeah, I missed the missed the pit entry, and then when we pitted, I had no fuel left. So when I actually pitted, I was too far right in the pit box, and I had to tow sitting in my pit stall. So that put me a lap down as well. So I got onto the equal field as everyone else, but clawed my way back. And yeah, definitely can't be too upset with that. Just looking for consistency and just be there all year.
Well, you had a tough race this weekend. How do you feel about going to North Wilkesboro next week?
Yeah, that's definitely a better track for me. This big track, these NASCAR tracks aren't my thing, but on the short tracks, I get to show who I am.
All right, man. Well, hey, P2 tonight. Great way to start off your season after a long race. Who do you got to thank on number 13?
Bernier's Liquors, RKM Setup Shop. Shout out to Tanner and all the guys behind the scenes putting on this crooked line. Good win to Chris Carroll tonight. Nothing but respect to him. He is fast tonight, and I was wishing I had something to battle with him at the end there, but didn't have enough time. But just shout out to him for racing. You for calling the show. Love going back and watching them, and all these new crooked guys. Haven't seen these faces, so it's nice to have a nice 25-car field, and excited to carry it on every Monday.
All right, man. Well, hey, congratulations on second place again tonight, and we'll see you next week in North Wilkesboro.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
That was your second place finisher, Thomas Axum. Again, like you said, could have been, a heartbreak story, or not a heartbreak story, but it could have been a great story. Almost won, but hey, you can't complain about second place after the night he had. But, ladies and gentlemen, he's had a little bit of time to calm down, hang out, but he's climbing out of that number 99. Chris Carroll. How does it feel to win tonight, man, after that? That was a wild race.
Well, I got lucky, Sam. It wasn't really a wild race for me. I was just kind of hanging out up there, cruising, and having a good time. Actually, that setup was awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, I tell you what, we were looking at timing and scoring there when that one caution came out. It looked like Axum missed pit road there. It put everybody a lap down, so... I mean, were you kind of worried at that point, or were you just kind of riding? What was going through your head when that happened?
I didn't know what happened. Axum just told me he missed pit road in the Discord here. I didn't know what happened. I just heard him say something on the radio about missing pit road, and I still don't know what happened, to be honest. But no, I mean, I was just going to run my race, and if someone come up there and beat me, there's no reason to be worried about it. But it was, it was. Looking in my mirror, it looked like they were racing pretty good back there. I'm sure it was good for the broadcast.
Yeah, I mean, you guys definitely put on a good show tonight. Can't complain about only a couple of cautions. But, hey, you won a championship last year, and you come in and you win the first race of the season this year. How do you feel going forward?
I'm just going to do what I do, Sam, and wherever the chips lay, they lay, man. I love racing, period. I love racing for these guys here at Crooked Line. And I'm just going to do what I've done in previous seasons and try and make good decisions and try and get good finishes as best you can all year. You're going to have bad luck. You're going to have ugly stuff happen at some point. But that's the game plan, man. Just try and make the best decisions I can to get the best finishes I can to defend that championship.
All right, man. Hey, who you got to thank on that number 99 for the win tonight?
Well, we always got to thank Crooked Line, man. Tanner and these guys put on a damn good show and give us a place to race. He always works hard at this, and it's it's not always a fun job. I got to thank you guys on the broadcast. I always got to thank USAFirearms.com. Those guys get this car out on the racetrack, and Brian Zimmerman and all the Pit Lizard boys out there. We got Troy and we got Guy and we got Larry Bell and we got Zimmerman out there. We're always running these supers and having a good time, man. So got to thank all the sponsors out there that make this all happen, and of course you for the broadcast.
All right, man. Hey, defending champ coming home taking a win tonight. Great way to start off the season. We'll see you next week in North Wilkesboro.
Thanks, Sam.
That was race winner Chris Carroll. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we go to North Wilkesboro next week, as Tanner said. Same time, 8:45 p.m. Eastern. Be sure to go ahead and push that bell and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. This is going to be a wild season. It was a wild one to finish off last season, and I just imagine this one's going to be twice as good, if not 3 times, or maybe 1,000,000 times. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but let's go ahead and bring your race results up. Race results on your screen. as you see with that wacky caution, it put a lot of people a lap down. Brandon Mettler, unfortunately, finished in 7th, 1 lap down. But, hey, a lot of these guys still a good run, right? I mean, you got Jeff Clifton up there in 8th after getting spun, going all the way to the back of the field. You know, can't complain about a top 10 finish for that number 5. Mitchell Muma up there in the top 10. Scott Smith rounding out the top 10. Everybody did a great job tonight. Great race here at Richmond. Again, next week, North Wilkesboro True Sim Productions, 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Be there. We'll see you then. Y'all have a good one.